My ex jumped in front of my car and cried that she was a hit-and-run victim to get money from me. I replied, "I'll help." Then I sent her insurance the police report of her DUI arrest from that night. She was left frantically calling, panicking that she was now being investigated for fraud. I'm a 32-year-old guy. I work a pretty standard 9-to-5 desk job in data analysis. It's not glamorous, but it's stable. I like things to be logical, to have order. Maybe that's why my relationship with my ex, Heather, 30, was always destined to implode. She lived in chaos, a whirlwind of drama and impulse that I initially found exciting, but eventually found exhausting. We broke up about 6 months ago. It was a messy, drawn-out affair because she refused to accept it was over. The reason for the split was a cocktail of her financial irresponsibility and her talent for turning every minor disagreement into a 3-act play. Anyway, I thought the drama was finally behind me. I'd blocked her on everything, and the silence was golden. Until last night. Last night, around 10 p.m., I was driving home from my buddy Aaron's place. We were just hanging out, playing some video games, nothing wild. I was on a quiet residential street, maybe a mile from my apartment complex, going about 15 miles per hour because the speed limit is 20 and I'm not a maniac. Suddenly, a figure darts out from between 2 parked cars right in front of me. I slammed on the brakes. My car, a beat-up but reliable Toyota Camry, screeched to a halt, stopping with a good 3 feet to spare. The person just stood there for a second, caught in my headlights like a deer. And then, in a move that would make a B-movie stuntman proud, they dramatically threw themselves onto the hood of my car, slid off the side, and crumpled to the ground. My heart was hammering in my chest. For a split second, I was terrified. Did I actually hit them? Was I not paying enough attention? Then the person on the ground started wailing. A familiar, theatrical wail. It was Heather. I just sat there, hands gripping the steering wheel, and watched her. She was clutching her leg, sobbing about how I'd hit her, how I came out of nowhere. It was a full-blown performance. I saw a couple of lights flick on in the nearby houses. A curtain was pulled back. I put the car in park and killed the engine. My first instinct was anger, pure, hot rage. But I've learned with Heather that anger is the fuel she runs on. Logic is her kryptonite. So I took a deep breath, and another. I remembered something very, very important. My dash cam. It was a gift from my dad after a minor fender bender last year. A nice little Vantrue N2 Pro that records front and cabin. It was recording everything. I got out of the car. My voice was unnervingly calm when I spoke. "Heather, what are you doing?" Her head snapped up. The crying hitched for a second when she saw my face. "Tyler? Oh my God, Tyler! You hit me! You ran me down!" She started wailing again, louder this time for the audience in the windows. "My leg! I think it's broken! You did this!" I didn't walk closer. I just stood by my driver's side door. "Heather, get up! I have a dash cam. It shows me stopping several feet before you threw yourself onto my car." The crying stopped, instantly. Her eyes, which were squeezed shut in faux agony, popped open and glared at me. The look on her face wasn't pain. It was pure, unfiltered venom. "You're lying," she hissed. "I'm not," I said, keeping my voice level. "It's recording right now." The audio isn't perfect, you can hear the engine humming, but her voice is clear enough. She scrambled to her feet, not a hint of a limp. "You son of a witch. You always have a trick up your sleeve, don't you? You think you're so smart. I think you need to go home, Heather." "No," she shouted, pointing a finger at me. "You owe me. For everything. For the breakup, for the heartache. You have a good job, a nice car. What do I have? Nothing." This was classic Heather. The victim narrative. The entitlement. "I'm not giving you money for a fake accident," I said. "This is insane." "You will," she snarled. "Or I'll tell everyone you did this. I'll go to the police. A woman's tears are more powerful than your stupid little camera. Who are they going to believe?" And then she said the thing that sealed her fate. "I need $5,000, Tyler, for my medical bills. A small price to pay for your freedom. Otherwise, I'm calling 911 right now and telling them my abusive ex just ran me over and tried to flee the scene." I just stared at her. The sheer audacity was breathtaking, and in that moment, something in me just clicked into place. All the frustration, all the stress from our relationship, it didn't turn into an outburst. It channeled itself into a single cold point of clarity. "Okay," I said. Her smug, triumphant smile was something I'll never forget. Okay, just like that? No, not just like that, I corrected her. You want to do this? We'll do this the right way. You're claiming you're a victim of a hit and run, so we need a police report, and you'll need to go through insurance for your injuries. You say you need help. I'll help. Her smile faltered. What? No, no cops, no insurance. Just give me the money. It's easier. No, I said. If I'm paying for an injury, I'm doing it by the book. It protects both of us. Let's call the police right now and get this sorted out. I pulled out my phone. The panic in her eyes was immediate and real. No, don't, Tyler, wait. Why not, Heather? If I hit you, this is the proper procedure. She started backing away, the bravado crumbling. I have to go. Where are you going? I asked, a little too innocently. The hospital is the other way. She just turned and half walked, half ran down the street and disappeared around the corner. I stood there for a minute, the adrenaline slowly draining away, leaving me feeling shaky and hollow. I saved the dashcam footage immediately. I went home, locked my doors, and couldn't sleep all night. I feel like I'm on the edge of a cliff. I did the right thing by not giving in, right? But I also feel like I just poked a hornet's nest with a very short stick. Update 1. It's been a long 3 weeks, and for anyone who thought Heather would just let this go, you were right to be cynical. The silence was deafening, and it turns out that was just the sound of her plotting. First, thank you for the advice on my original post. I took 2 main suggestions to heart. I got a lawyer, and I refused to engage with her at all. The lawyer, a guy named Mr. Davies that I got through my EAP, was calm and professional. He had me write down everything that happened, and he took a copy of the dashcam footage. His primary advice was, sit tight, don't talk to her, let her make the next move. People like this often hang themselves with their own rope. The social media campaign began about a week after the incident. Vague, dramatic posts about surviving hidden abuse and cowards who run from their actions. It was annoying. But Mr. Davies told me to just screenshot everything and otherwise ignore it. The next move came last week. A thick envelope arrived by certified mail. It was from a local personal injury law firm, informing me that they were representing Heather in the matter of her vehicular assault. The letter was full of jargon about grievous physical and emotional injuries, loss of wages, and ongoing trauma. They requested my insurance information and a response within 10 business days to begin settlement negotiations. The package included a copy of a police report she'd filed 2 days after the incident. Her story was a work of fiction. I saw her walking, swerved my car at her, struck her, then yelled threats at her before speeding away. She claimed she was too disoriented to call for help, and a kind stranger drove her home. My stomach churned reading it. It's one thing to hear a lie, it's another to see it typed up on official police letterhead. I immediately forwarded everything to Mr. Davies. He called me back the next day. Okay, Tyler, this is good. Good? How is this good? She's created a paper trail of her lies, he explained. This is a gift, but we're not going to respond to them yet. We're going to do our own homework. This is where things got interesting. Mr. Davies hired a private investigator for a few hours to do a deep dive into public records. It wasn't cheap, but the lawyer insisted it was a necessary expense. 2 days ago, he called me with the results. Tyler, are you sitting down? We found something. According to the county court's public access database, Heather was arrested on the very same night as your incident. I felt a jolt. For what? Driving under the influence, he said. The record shows an arrest time of 1:37 a.m., about 3.5 hours after you say she jumped on your car. The location was less than a mile away. It was a bombshell, but Mr. Davies was quick to temper my excitement. Look, this is huge for our defense, but right now all we have is the public docket entry, the charge, time, and case number. We don't have the full narrative report from the arresting officer. We can't get that easily, yet. He explained that we had to wait for them to officially file a claim with my insurance. Once they do that, the game changes. That's when we can hit back. And sure enough, yesterday my insurance agent, a professional-sounding woman named Janet, called me. Janet, Tyler, I'm calling to inform you we've received a formal letter of representation and a third-party injury claim from a law firm on behalf of a Miss Heather. Me, yes, I was expecting this. I have some information you're going to want to see. My lawyer is preparing a package for you. I gave her Mr. Davies's contact information. He sent over a secure digital package containing the dashcam video, Heather's police report against me, and the public record of her DUI arrest from the same night. Janet's tone on the follow-up call was all business. Thank you, Tyler. This is compelling evidence. I am forwarding all of this to our Special Investigations Unit. Please do not speak with her or her representatives. We will handle all communication from this point forward. You've done everything right. So now we wait. It's not the instant checkmate I was hoping for. It feels like a slow-motion chess game. They've made their move. We've made ours. But her DUI arrest is the hidden piece on the board, and they have no idea we know about it. Update 2. It's been 2 long, quiet months since my last update. That old saying about the wheels of justice turn slowly is no joke. For weeks, nothing happened, and I started to get anxious, thinking maybe they'd found a way around it. My lawyer kept reassuring me that silence was good. It meant the other side was scrambling. He was right. The first domino fell about a month ago. I received a copy of a letter sent from my insurance company's legal department to Heather's personal injury lawyer. It was a masterpiece of professional savagery. It formally denied the claim, citing evidence of material misrepresentation and attempted fraud. It included a link to the dashcam video and referenced the public record of her DUI arrest. The letter concluded by stating that my insurance company, as required by law, had forwarded the entire file to the State Department of Insurance's Fraud Division for review. A week after that letter was sent, another envelope arrived. This one was from Heather's lawyer. A single, curt paragraph stating they were withdrawing their representation, effective immediately. The fallout was swift. The frantic no-caller ID calls started. I ignored them, but the voicemails were telling. Panicked at first, my lawyer dropped me. What did you do? Then furious. You're ruining my life. Then finally begging. I thought that would be the end of the direct contact, but I underestimated the audacity of her family. Last Tuesday, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I let it go to voicemail, and a minute later a message popped up. It was Heather's dad, Douglas. His tone wasn't booming or aggressive this time. It was smooth, concerned. Tyler, son, it's Douglas. Listen, I think this whole situation has been blown way out of proportion. My girl is a wreck. She's not thinking straight. These lawyers and insurance companies, they just make things worse. I was hoping you and I could talk, clear the air, figure out how to put this behind us. Give me a call. I sent the audio file to Mr. Davies. He called me back immediately. Don't call him. If he calls again, answer it, put it on speaker, and record the conversation. Our state has one-party consent for recording calls. Just listen to what he has to say. He called again the next evening. I took a deep breath, hit record on a second device, and answered. Me, hello? Tyler, thanks for picking up. I was hoping we could chat. What about Douglas? About Heather. Look, she made a mistake. She was scared after the incident. She's a sensitive girl. Now she's got these fraud investigators calling her. Her life is being turned upside down over what was essentially a misunderstanding. She tried to extort me for $5,000 and then filed a false police report, Douglas. That's more than a misunderstanding. Okay. Language aside, he said, his voice dropping. Let's be practical. There's no reason for this to go any further. It's bad for her, and it's a headache for you. What would it take to resolve this? You tell the insurance folks it was all a big mix-up. That your camera angle was weird, whatever. I know this has been an inconvenience for you. I'm happy to compensate you for your trouble. Make it worth your while to just let this go. My lawyer had prepped me for this. Let me be clear, Douglas. Are you suggesting that you want to give me money in exchange for me retracting my statement and concealing evidence from my insurance provider and state investigators? The line went dead silent. The folksy, concerned dad act evaporated. Douglas, voice now cold and hard, you're a real piece of work. Me, is that a no? He hung up. I sent the recording to Mr. Davies, who was ecstatic. This was the nail in the coffin. It showed a pattern of behavior, an attempt to cover up the initial crime with another crime. The final piece of mail for this update arrived yesterday. It was a certified letter from the State Insurance Fraud Division. It was a formal notice that an official criminal investigation against Heather was underway for felony insurance fraud and filing a false police report. They mentioned that a prosecutor from the DA's office had been assigned the case. It thanked me for my cooperation. It's out of my hands now. I didn't have to be a hero or a schemer. I just had to be patient, organized, and let them impale themselves on their own greed and lies. The waiting was stressful, but the result is a kind of quiet, grim satisfaction. Final update. It's been nearly a year since the incident with Heather. The last 10 months have been a slow, grinding education in the legal system. There were no more dramatic phone calls or confrontations. The matter had moved entirely into the impersonal world of court filings and legal procedure, a world where Heather's drama and Douglas's bluster were useless. I'm writing this final update because the last piece of the puzzle fell into place last week, and I feel like I can finally close this chapter. 1. The legal process and discovery. After the state opened its investigation, things got very real for Heather. The district attorney's office formally subpoenaed the full narrative police report for her DUI arrest. Mr. Davies got a copy through the discovery process. It was even better than we hoped. The arresting officer noted she was highly emotional and incoherent, and that she had claimed she'd just had a terrible fight with her ex-boyfriend. No mention of being hit by a car. No sign of a leg injury. It directly contradicted the report she filed against me less than 36 hours later. The criminal case. The DA filed 2 charges against Heather, 1 count of felony insurance fraud and 1 count of filing a false police report, a misdemeanor. They offered her a plea deal early on: plead guilty to the misdemeanor and a lesser felony, get probation. Guided by her father, she rejected it, insisting she was the victim. The case went to a bench trial, judge no jury, about 4 months ago. It was surreal. I testified for less than an hour. The prosecutor played the dashcam video, the recording of Douglas's phone call, and presented the 2 conflicting police reports. Heather's defense was that she had PTSD from our relationship and had a false memory of the event. The judge was visibly unimpressed. The verdict was swift: guilty on all charges. 3. The sentencing. Her sentencing was last month. The judge spoke at length about the seriousness of filing false reports and attempting to defraud a system that relies on good faith. He noted that her actions could have had devastating consequences for an innocent person. The final consequences for Heather: 2 years of supervised probation, a $5,000 fine, the exact amount she tried to get from me, 400 hours of community service, which the judge suggested be at a center for actual trauma victims, court-ordered restitution to my insurance company for their investigative and legal costs, totaling $8,450, a permanent felony conviction on her record. She apparently broke down sobbing when the sentence was read. I wasn't there, but Aaron heard about it from a mutual acquaintance. 4. The fallout. That felony conviction is a life-altering consequence. The same acquaintance told Aaron that Heather lost her job in marketing about a month after the conviction, as it showed up on a routine background check. Her father, Douglas, faced no legal trouble for his bribe attempt. Mr. Davies advised that pressing it would be complicated and unnecessary. The recording had served its purpose in demonstrating her family's pattern of behavior to the prosecutor. The real punishment for Douglas is financial. He paid for her high-priced defense lawyer, and now he's on the hook for her fines and restitution. His arrogance cost him well over $25,000. My life. The stress of the past year was immense. There were long periods of anxious waiting and moments where I worried I'd done the wrong thing by escalating it. But seeing the methodical way the system, once engaged, handled it, was validating. My life is quiet now. My insurance company closed the file and my rates never changed. I received a formal letter from Janet in the SIU thanking me again for my detailed evidence and stating that it was instrumental in the successful prosecution. I didn't get a gift card, but I did get peace of mind. I learned that the best defense against chaos isn't more chaos. It's calm, meticulous, and unwavering truth. I didn't have to seek revenge. I just presented the facts and allowed the consequences to follow their natural, logical course. Thank you, Reddit, for the initial advice. It set me on the right path. It's finally over.